Friends, on behalf of Ananta IAS Academy, today I will be discussing with you some major events which have happened during the last few weeks. In fact, you may be having a doubt how to prepare for these prelims within these 120 days. You have June, July, August, September, 4 into 30, 120. And say October 10th is the examination. The 10 days you leave it for a revision. The problem with the candidates who are appearing, some of them are very new, some of them are beginners, some of them have already completed 2 or 3 attempts, and they are like almost Kshatragatras of a war. They have entered into the field with a thorough knowledge, and they know the pattern of the examination system. They know how to answer, and they know how they have failed during the last 2-3 examinations. The main crux of the problem is the time limit for the examination. The examination is for 2 hours, that is 120 minutes. Within these 120 minutes, the candidate has to write 100 questions. To cope up with the speed, even for reading itself, it takes 100 minutes because they will give the question, then the statements, and then ABCD. And the statements also sometimes they are misleading or they are overlapping, and you may not be able to know what is the correct answer, whether A, B, C, D or both A and B. Like that, they will be giving you the ABCD clubbing. So what you have to do is you prepare yourself, equip yourself with the previous question papers. You go to UPSC website is there. They have the previous question papers for the last 10 to 15 years. You at least go through 10 question papers, say from 2000 to 2010 to 2020, you glance through. Then you make them into a segment wise. You can paste them or you can note down or whatever it is. There are about 7 segments in the prelims question paper: polity and public administration, geography, both India and world, history, including the national movement, environment, science and technology, economy, current affairs, and culture. There are some miscellaneous items also. If you go through the chart of previous question papers, how many questions have come in polity in 2010, in 2011, like that, you just make a graph of it. And then you can easily find out what is the thrust on the main subject. For example, history, it is being neglected for the last 4 or 5 years. Then you may think this year they may give thrust on history. In history part also, whether they are discussing with the medieval history or the modern history or the national movement where Gandhiji and other people have associated themselves. And then you will be coming to an idea of the present situation and what is the main thrust you have to give while reading your own material. For the material, you have to go through Hindu newspaper, Times of India, Indian Express, or whatever it is. According to these 7 segments, you prepare your own notes. You prepare your own material, like you are adding on a dictionary. Suppose if you want to have some words on T or TOV, then you go on adding these questions also on the similar manner and club them with the old question papers and study statements, how they have been framed by the questionnaire. And then some people will ask, up to which date I have to be prepared for expecting the questions. Since 10th October is the examination, and most probably they will hold the examinations on that particular day because the corona is about to be end by end of June. So the question paper setting normally will happen 40 days in advance. So you should be thorough with them up to the end of August. So you have a thorough knowledge on the current subjects up to 31st of August. That would give you a leverage. And mock tests, that is more important. You write down your own mock tests. Most of the people now, Byju's and Insights and all these people, they are giving you model test papers, and your own institution, if you have studied in some coaching center, they will also be giving you some mock tests. You prepare the mock test to have a handling situation of writing the answers within 120 minutes. Now, among this 120 minutes, you have to leave another 10 minutes for revision, because the negative marking is there, like the negative voting. So you should be very, very careful in writing the A, B, C, D or pointing out that. Then I will come to the major events of these 2 weeks. DRDO, you might have heard of the Defense Research and Development Organization, in which Abdul Kalam and other dignitaries have worked in it. And presently, we are lucky to have Satish Reddy, who is an Andhra gentleman, particularly from Nellore district. He has risen to that power, the prestigious post of Director of DRDO, and he had contributed to the development of the organization in such a way that they have come to the standards of the public during particularly COVID times. So many hospitals have been made into the resting places, and they have made some COVID kits also. I will discuss with you about this DIP Covan kit. What is this? This DRDO's COVID antibody detection kit is a very, very new instrument, which is easily can be purchased, and it can detect both the spike and nucleocapacity proteins of SARS-CoV-2 virus. This is the most important thrust of that equipment. It will detect the spike as well as nucleocapsid proteins. So the kit will help the person who have purchased it. The kit has shelf life of 18 months because there is no expiry date, but normally it can work up to 18 months. The DRDO and Vanguard Diagnostic Private Limited, they developed this DIP Covan kit. It was approved by ICMR in April 2021, only last month. What happened? The ICMR is the nodal agency to approve all the medicines prepared in India or abroad for usage. So when this has been sent to ICMR, the scientists of that organization, they have approved it. It was an antibody or immunoglobulin equipment. It is a protective pretension produced by this issue of system. Antibiotics recognize and attack onto the antigen. That is the main important point which we have to keep in mind. Then we will switch on to the other item. In Assam, there is a pertinent problem for the last 2 years. The main agitation is regarding the national registration of citizens. They have started about 2 years back to prepare a national register of citizens. Why? There are so many people coming into India from the neighboring countries, and they are also claiming citizenship. So the Assam Chief Minister recently, who has been elected, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, said that his government has favored 20% verification of the updated list of citizens in districts that should border with Bangladesh and 10% of the remaining districts. The issue is so many registrations have happened, and there is an agitation saying that if the registry has happened in a haphazard manner and it is not correct, and genuine people have not been registered. So the new Chief Minister, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, he discussed within his cabinet, and he came to the conclusion that 20% verification can be done in all the districts, and 10% of the remaining districts, the border districts is 20%, and maybe the other districts is 10%. updating of National Register of Citizens in Assam of 1951. The early register was of 1951. It started recently. Supreme Court has observed out of 3.3 crore applicants, only 19.06 lakhs were excluded. So this is a lacuna. It is done as per Citizenship Act of 1955. The register first started after 1951 census, and then a question may come, or you may have a doubt, why NRC at all? The National Registration of Citizens. In 2014, Supreme Court of India has ordered for the updation of all the parts of Assam citizens. The process started in 2015 and it has completed. And there are so many lacuna in it. And people say this happened because of this and we have been neglected or whatever it is. Then comes recently, the CBI director has been selected. What is the procedure for CBI director? The procedure, the participants or the committee which approves the body and the general equation between the government of India and the opposition parties is to be discussed in this matter. In this particular case, the CBI director post is vacant for the last 3 months. In February, the incumbent has retired and they could not find a suitable substitute, or the process has not been done due to so many reasons. And the joint director has been given the additional charge. But finally, they met yesterday, that is on 25th May 2021, to decide the incumbent who is going to occupy this prestigious post. It is a very important post. So the committee consists of Prime Minister of India, the Chief Justice of India, and the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha. Chief Justice of India is Mr. Justice N.V. Ramana. Opposition leader in Lok Sabha is Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. The Prime Minister was also there. The process of elimination has already started, and they have prepared a list of 15 officers for the selection committee's approval. But the CJI, the Chief Justice of India, he observed some particular points which are objectionable. He said he wanted to delete the names of candidates who have less than 6 months of service. The main prerogative of a particular candidate who is to be considered should be, he should have at least 6 months of service. Those who have less than 6 months, if they are going to be considered and given this appointment, they will be there for 2 years, because the term of office of the CBI director has been decided by the Supreme Court itself for 2 years. So CJI said 2-3 points he had made in this connection. They should be having an experience of the service to be left at least 6 months and above. And he quoted several judgments in case of DGPs of several states. And to quote, in the case of Prakash Singh in 2019, Supreme Court has observed that the candidates who are under consideration zone should be having at least 6 months and above service. Similar judgments in the case of Vineet Narayan versus Government of India, same thing happened. So the Supreme Court Chief Justice said the rules for Lokpal and CVC, Central Vigilance Commissioner, selection process also is done on the same lines. So this also should be done and this should be followed. In case of selection of IB chief and RA chief, RA means Research and Analysis Wing, there is a very, very major important Home Ministry observation. So RA chief is also an important person, including IB chief. Due to the observations of CJI, Sudhir Ranjan Chaudhary also has supported the CJI's observation. So the names have been deleted and only 3 names have been considered for the appointment committee. Number 1 is Jaiswal. Number 2 is K.R. Chandra, who is the Director General presently as Sashastra Bal, SSB it is known as. And the third person is from Andhra cadre, who is presently Home Secretary, Special Secretary Home, Mr. V.R. Kaumadi. Among these three people, the committee has finally decided on Mr. Jaiswal. What is the profile of Mr. Jaiswal? You may ask. Jaiswal is born in 1962, September. That means he has another service of 1.5 years to go. And he did his BA honors with MBA. He is an IPS officer of 1985 batch and allotted Maharashtra cadre. He worked in the anti-terrorist squad also. He was member of the SIT, Special Investigation Team, on the stamp paper leakage scam in 2002. He interrogated serial rail bomb blasts of Bombay. He was Mumbai Police Commissioner, which is a very, very prestigious occupation. He was DGP Maharashtra in 2019 February. He worked in IB and RAW also. And he was the award winner of President's Medal in 2001. Recently, in the last year, in 2020, Asadharana Suraksha Seva Pramana Patra has been given to this Jaiswal. So he will be there for another 2 years as CBI director. This is the history of the selection process of CBI director and the incumbent's proficiency also. Then we will come to the recent Indian Biodiversity Award of 2021. This Indian Biodiversity Award has been given to Shaji N.M. He is fondly named as Chuberman of Kerala. He has invented new technologies in this Chuber analysis, and he is conversant with the domestic species. And in Government of India 2012 Act, the UNDP India, along with Government of India, they have started these awards, and this award carries 2 lakhs. That is the main important thing. Since a person who is thriving for the benefit of this biodiversity, this gentleman, this Chuberman, got this award. Then recently, BRICS Astronomy Working Group has convened a meeting, and India has hosted the meeting. That is the 7th meeting of BRICS Astronomy Working Group. What is the main purpose of this group? It will help such funding support to realize the flagship projects. Normally, the BRICS has its own incumbency, and several countries are there, BRI, CS are there. So it is a flagship project, and this time virtually the meeting has been held. Then Supreme Court has recently observed a very major issue regarding these stranded workers. Due to the corona, most of the people, migrant workers, they are not in a position to move, and they are stranded, and they are not able to get their livelihood. So Supreme Court suo motu has taken up this case, and it has ordered the states to distribute rations and supply them food, to run community kitchens also. That is more important. It can utilize the amount by the central government, which has given Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. In this, the scheme provides rations for the migrant workers in the months of May and June. It started in 2020. So the Supreme Court observed that this budget allotment can be utilized for these migrant workers' community kitchens. The bench directed wide publicity to this order. This is main important thing. Normally, Supreme Court gives so many rulings, but most of the times, Government of India or the state governments, they will not bother about the implementation part of it. And the real beneficiaries, they also do not know how to get the benefit. So this time they said, you make it through advertisements or through publicities on radio and television channels, that this is the benefit of a migrant worker. The order was delivered with suo motu proceedings. Nobody has appealed or nobody has questioned the Supreme Court for a judgment, but it has happened. Then the definition of unorganized labor is also to be discussed. Who is unorganized labor? What are the benefits of it? You please go through the entire history of unorganized labor in the Labor Department website. You just click it and say about the later thing. Another important thing which happened during this week is NGT upholds the rights of pastoralites in Bunny grasslands. This is a new part of thing. You may not be aware of it. You must know what is the National Green Tribunal and who is the chairman of it, what are its powers, and how do they function, and what are the things they consider. This National Green Tribunal ordered encroachments to be removed from Gujarat's Bunny grasslands within 6 months and to prepare action plan to safeguard it. The problem was the Bunny grass fields, they were there, but so many people encroached it and they have been extinguishing. So the court ordered that the Maldrians, they are called as Maldaris, they will continue to hold the right to conserve the community forests as per the provision of sections of Forest Act of 2006. This Maldari is a community, Maladhari. The case, what is the case? The Maldari community filed a case against the rampant encroachment in the eco-biologically sensitive grassland in May 2018. About 3 years back, there were people who were encroaching these grasslands and the community has been deprived of their thing. Who are these Maldaris? They are the tribal herdsmen community in Gujarat. They breed bunny buffaloes, a type of buffaloes. These buffaloes are a particular adaptive to the Kutch hot weather condition. Kutch has a very, very hot atmosphere, but these buffaloes, they are able to sustain that. It comprises 48 hamlets or villages organized into 19 panchayats with a population of about 40,000 people. So even though it is a smaller group, they continue to grow these buffaloes. The two ecology points are there, two ecosystems are there. One is the westland and the grasslands. They are the juxtaposed in Bunny. So in this Bunny, they are more important. The area is rich of flora and fauna with 192 species of plants, 262 species of birds, several species of mammals, reptiles, etc. So this community is particularly Maldar community. So in the previous question paper, in the prelims, there was a point about this particular community. So you be prepared with that. Similarly, another community is there, that is Bishnois community, and they are to be benefited by this system of all these biodiversity things. So you should be careful in answering these ABCDs. When this type of question comes and they ask you about who is this Bunny grass landowner, or what is the community which is holding these areas, and how many species are there, you should be thorough with this subject and write down your own notes. Then you will be able to understand the problem and you will be able to give the correct ABCD answer. Thank you very much.